Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about our upcoming set, Twilight Masquerade. Since the cards are already released in Japan, I kind of have an idea what the top chase cards are going to be. Prices won't be exactly the same. Like waifu cards are not going to be holding the same value over here in English, but it's good to look at to get an idea of what the future values of our cards could be worth. So let me know if you're excited for any of these cards. Prices are pulled from eBay's most recent sales, and mind you, Crimson Haze has been out for a month now, while Massive Change in Japan has just been released. Starting off the list with the mascot Pokemon of this set, Orgapon EX. Not a fan of this Pokemon just because I don't know anything about this Pokemon, so I have no connection to it. I don't want to collect it. If you're a fan and want to collect this Pokemon, it's super affordable, already at release at $18 a piece in Japanese. So probably very similar. It'll be one of the lower end SIRs over here in English when our set is released. Next up, we have Sinistra EX, also a new DLC Pokemon, so I don't know anything about it. Not a fan of the Pokemon art at all. Design, I guess. $15 only, very affordable, so probably in the teens or even less over here in English. I don't know anything about this Pokemon, so I can't say if it's going to be popular or not. Yeah, Dragon Pole EX going for $25. A full art going for $25 is a lot. This card is very playable. It's taking Japan by storm. I've been seeing a lot of tournament results with this over the past weekend, so I don't know if it'll fall more in the future just because it's a full art. You know, it's not hard to pull, I'd assume. Really disappointing we didn't get an artware of this pseudo legendary. Would have been really cool. Also, it brings a lot of value when you want to open packs and you got something you can sell off in return. Next up, we got Blood Moon Ursaluna go for $28. Mascot for Crimson Haze, I believe. Good end game card, fits in a lot of decks. Colorless, energy, does a better job than Radiant Charizard probably. Fits perfectly in the price range I see SIRs go for, which is under $30. $20 to $30 I think is a fair price for any SIR. So it's a new Pokemon, fairly new Pokemon. I believe it came out in Legends Arceus, so it's good to see new Pokemon hold some value to its name. So I don't know if it's just based on playability or if there's actually some collectors that want this card. It's a pretty cool looking card. Next up, we got Greninja going for $65. This is my top chase card for the set. You know, I'm already looking to try to get one for like $50 or so in Japanese, so if I can get one for that price, I'll probably pick it up there. But if this one comes out in English for less than like $50, I probably will pick it up right away. You know, a lot of Terra type Pokemon designs so far have been a misfire for me. They just have not hit with me, but this one does. You know, even though it's crazy with all the colors, paint splash going on, you know, they got Greninja looking cool as fuck. That works for me. I just been playing Pokemon Y recently, so Greninja had just became one of my favorite Pokemons. You know, I think playing the game, you really connect with these Pokemon and you become a fan of it. I think that's part of why a lot of people are not liking the new Pokemons in the new games, in new generations, because they probably don't play the game. So I think it helps if you are not a fan of a lot of new Pokemons, play the games. It really helps. But playability wise, might keep this card's value up higher. I could see it being in the $45 to $60 range, around where Radiant Charizard goes for and what's it called, Roaring Moon goes for. So if it has the playability value as those cards, it will hold that value around that range. But if it doesn't, it could drop below $40. You know, anything between the Blastoise SIR and Charizard Obsidian Flames SIR is a pickup for me. I mean, it's better looking than the Obsidian Flames SIR Charizard, so that's the price I'll be looking to pick it up. Let me know if you're a fan of this card. I personally love it. Let me know. Now we gotta talk about trainer SIR, since there wasn't a lot of Pokemon SIRs to talk about. First up is going to be Lana, going for $53. I don't know much about this character. I think she's probably a DLC character, so don't know anything about it until I play the DLC eventually down the line. Probably not going to be $53 over here in the US. Miriam is like the top trainer card outside of Iono, and Iono is the only playable one that I know of. Then we got Kieran going for $55. This one did just come out. Actually really nice colors in this card. I kind of like it. Again, I don't know the trainers because it's DLC. Artwork is nice. I don't know how playable it is going to be. It's decent playability, I think, with its abilities. So might hold some more value, but then I think male character don't hold as much value. I mean, Arvin is very playable and doesn't hold the same value. Now, I'm not a collector of trainer cards. If I pull it, I'll keep it if it's nice, but I'm actually a fan of this artwork. I know a lot of people are photographers. My wife is a big time photographer, so this card is good representation of, you know, a lot of things people I know are a fan of. So really cool. It also connects with the Growlithe. It does it connect? I think so. I think even this is SIR, but the Growlithe is just an art rare or illustration rare, and they connect. So pretty cool concept. Like that when Pokemon put cards together. It's pretty cool. I'll be happy if I pull this one. Probably won't be 67 over here in the US. The Top Chase card just came out, $135 for Carmen. Very nice colors. I love the colors. It's so warm, festive. I love it. But you know, I don't know the character. Again, it's a DLC character, I believe. So I don't know anything about it. I personally don't want this card, but if it has value, flip it, get something else out of it. You know, Iona is the most playable character, and she goes for about 77. Everything else, like Miriam, Erica, all Parasol Lady, which all came out recently, or the most previous ones, all go for like $15, $25. So I think that's gonna be the range it falls under as well, unless there's playability. Overall, another set that is very DLC centric, and me having not played the DLC yet, I am not connected with any of these Pokemon, so hopefully down the line after I play the DLC, these cards will be more fun to collect. I can see why the Poke investor crowd is not a fan of this set at all, just because, you know, there's no connection with us wanting these cards, so there's no value in them being in demand right now. But Pokemon needs to keep introducing new Pokemon to collect for the next generation. I'm sure this set will resonate with the younger audience, and hopefully that will bring some value for these cards in the future, at least Pokemon, the newer Pokemon in particular. Overall, I think the art rares are the best part about this set, outside the Greninja. You know, Pinsir, I always thought Pinsir is a menacing Pokemon, but to see a happy side of it is pretty cool. So for I need that for my national deck. So a lot of these illustration rares are going to be great for collectors who want to build a national deck, which is what I'm doing. And if they're like $2, $3, awesome. I can get myself a Charco Frostglass, I think. That's a cool one. That one reminds me of Demon Slayer. Is that Manaphy? Or is there different versions of Manaphy? But that'd be pretty cool. Cramorant, that's a cool one. It's out of focus. I like the blur effect of it. Cramorant's in focus, but the blur effect is pretty cool. Who's that lizard Pokemon? I don't know that one. But that one's a really nice artwork. It's kind of high def. And then Watchroll, that was my go-to regional bird in the game, so I gotta get that one. The Chimeco, that one's super high def. I don't know why that one got such a high def card. That I like that artwork. You know, it looks super real. It reminds me of Snom, I think, was the previous set that came out. It was super high def, super real looking. I love that artwork style. We got another page of art rares or illustration rares. The Growlithe, that one's gonna connect with appearance, so that one's gonna hold some value. Nosepass, that's pretty cool looking. It reminds me of the Pikachu from 151. Timber, I'm a fan of Timber as a Pokemon design overall. And it reminds me of the Steelix one, which is also doing some construction work. Later on, I mean, I like Aggron as a Pokemon, so I guess I'll put it next to it in the national decks. I think a lot of people are a fan of the Tatsugiri, so maybe that one's gonna hold some value. Definitely a big fan of the Chansey at the Pokemon Center. I mean, a lot of Kanto Pokemon, so I think a lot of people will like that card. Eevee, I think that's gonna be a teaser for the evolution cards that everyone's just been waiting for. So we'll see. You know, I think the same artist, that art style looks like the same artist from the Mimikyu promo we got in Paldean Fate. So yeah, a lot of artists are just, you know, showing their artwork style and it's continuing, which is great. I think, you know, Scarlet Violet so far has been like top tier artwork. I know there's not a lot of value in it, but for me as an art collector of these Pokemon cards, that's the reason why I collect these cards. I love it. I love that I can get them for low, add it to my national decks. I think the first half of Scarlet Violet era has been amazing, and I think the second half, now that they kind of cover all the new Pokemon, you're kind of like at Battle Styles right now, right, where there's a lot of DLC Pokemon in that set and people don't like it, but the second half of Sword and Shield era was like all vintage Pokemon, you know, the ones we grew up with, the older generations. So I think if Pokemon goes down that route, they throw in some vintage, the one that millennial collectors want, the ones we grew up, the first generation. The first 3 generations is where I played, so I'm big fans of those Pokemon, and I feel if my audience is also the ones who kind of stop at the Gen 3, you're probably gonna hoping for those first 3 generations to have art rares to come out, and I think that's when you're gonna see a lot of overall investors get excited for the sets, like how we're going crazy right now for Sword and Shield era sets, just because they're more nostalgic. Well guys, let me know if there's any particular chase cards that you're looking forward to. I know I kind of rambled on at the end, but yeah, go ahead and comment down below. We'll talk about it, and I'll catch you guys next time.